The president's lawyer told Bethenny Frankel's partner to evacuate the Trump Tower when it was on fire. Some residents of Trump Tower only learned about the blazing inferno just floors away on television. Meanwhile, resident Dennis Shields got a phone call from the president's lawyer to get out as soon as possible. Shields, who lives on the 42nd floor, and is Real Housewives of New York star Bethenny Frankel's on-again off-again boyfriend, said he was alerted to leave the building by Donald Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen. Shields, who said he grew up with Cohen, said the lawyer at the heart of the Stormy Daniels saga called him personally. He said, "Are you in the building?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You better get out as soon as possible." That's how I knew to get out. Otherwise I'd still be in there. You could smell the smoke and you could hear things falling like through the vents, he said. It just smelled like sulfur. Shields continued to the New York Times. Shields added there were no official orders to evacuate. While the building was not evacuated, some people chose to self-evacuate. However, not everyone was able to do so. Lala the Mason, a 76-year-old 36th floor resident, told the New York Post she learned about the fire on the television from inside her 36th floor apartment. "We're terrified. It was a very horrible experience. There was no evacuation system in place. We were at a loss of what to do. I almost fainted. I thought we would die," she said. This looks similar to when 9/11 took place. "My husband is disabled and we were helpless. All we could do is put wet towels under the door and pray." Her husband, Narinder, who is 79, has Parkinson's disease. "When I saw the television, I thought we were finished," said Mason to the New York Times. "I started praying that this was our end. I called my oldest son and said goodbye to him because the way it looked everything was falling out of the window, and it reminded me of 9/11. She said she never received an announcement to leave, and that when she called the front desk no one answered. Meanwhile, an employee from the Gucci store all the way below on the ground floor said he could smell smoke. "We smelled smoke coming through the vents. Our clients and personnel were evacuated," he said. "We were assured they had it under control and it was precautionary. Definitely a noticeable smell opening bracket of smoke closing bracket coming through the vents." The blaze broke out on the 50th floor of the tower around 5:30 p.m. Thick black smoke billowed out from Trump Tower as burning debris fell onto Fifth Avenue. Todd Brasner, 67, was in his apartment where the fire started. He died after being transported to Mount Sinai Roosevelt Hospital in critical condition, an IPT source told DailyMail.com. He was residing in apartment 50 Cowlams. 6 firefighters also sustained non-life-threatening injuries. During a press conference at the scene, FDNY Commissioner Daniel Negro said the apartment was virtually, entirely on fire when firefighters arrived. They were knocking down the fire. They found one occupant, Negro said. "This was a very difficult fire. As you can imagine, the apartment is quite large. We are 50 stories up. The rest of the building had a considerable amount of smoke. 200 firefighters and EMS members are on scene. We found fire on the 50th floor of the building. The apartment was entirely on fire. Members pushed in heroically. They were knocking down the fire," Negro added. The FDNY had to search several floors because of the smoke condition above the 50th floor. The fire was finally declared under control at around 7:45 p.m.